have thought?
Route 66, I mean, we've gone literal weeks without seeing it from time to time, so it is nice to see a little bit more of it coming into play.
Yeah, so the most American of maps is being played by these EU teams. There could not be anything more Americana than Big Earls here. So we'll see what these teams are going to come out with. We have not seen anything real kind of tricky on defenses. Very little Torb, very little in the way of Symmetra, which kind of surprises me so far, but it looks like that defense is going to be kind of just similar standold. A little bit of a switch up here, though. They're going to run double support. That's going to be Lizay on the Mercy and Santa on Lucio. Fraggy is going to play the Roadhog, surprisingly. Himsy is actually going to play Reaper instead. Zappis will be on Soldier 76, and Mapu on a Winston. So, double support, double tank, double DPS. 2-2-2.
Meanwhile, taking a look here at the offense as it sets up here for the Reunited side. It's going to be Cruz here on Lucia, Winghaven on the Reinhardt, 2easy on Reaper, Valataja going to be showing us his offensive Tracer chops, Unfixed on the Pharah, and Morte on Mercy. So I do like Valataja on the Tracer. We've seen Valataja have some absolutely great Tracer games. I've always thought that it'd be nice to see a little bit more Tracer play in general, whether it be offense or defense on things that aren't King of the Hill.
Yeah, I mean, we're both big fans of the Tracer, and Valataja plays a really, really good one. He's actually been kind of all over the place on heroes since the McCree nerf. He used to be pretty much 100% on McCree. We'll see what we can get done here, but yeah, pretty standard offense coming out here. They're going to go kind of slow pushy here. A lot of it is going to depend on 2easy to see if we can get some work done on both Fraggy and Mafu.
Alright, so here comes Valataja, already looking for a pickoff. Has to back off right away. Does not quite want to go super deep into that. Defense, though, being very, very aggro. I'm actually surprised at how aggro SG-1 is being right now. Usually, offense, even on this map, they'll wait a little bit further back, but SG-1 got right into it. I'm not sure it's worthwhile, though, as you look at Unfixed and Valataja. They're getting right into it. Mercy almost going down here. And Reunited to bring it right back to this SG-1 defense, and they're going to start taking some kills in their favor as Mercy goes down.
Yeah, I mean, the big reason why you don't see people hold past this point is once you swing past this leaning tower on the rock, the defender's advantage becomes absolutely huge. You have preset high ground. There's really no good path for the offense to push in on. By going out there, you're just exposing yourself, and they're absolutely punished for it.
They got punished in the worst possible way. And that's where, why be that far aggro when, as you just mentioned, the defense on the rooftop is so much better. You can sit there, there's way better ways of going in. They gave up a lot of the defender's advantage there, seemingly for no reason, and Reunited very quick on punishing them. Pulse Bomb already coming out here from Valataja, blows up Zappis in the back, and Reunited looking like they're just going to continue to pile on here. As defense coming in very helter-skelter and just getting mopped up on the payload.
Well, I mean, secondarily, reinforcing onto this point off of coming in, getting wiped up, it's tough because it's only these two really small choke points. I mean, these are some of the smallest reinforced lanes in the game. Two of them are piled right on top of each other, so now they're getting rolled over. They gave up all of their positioning on this third point now, and Valataja's already in the back line. They combined for a kill on Zappis yet again. Zappis has had a total lifespan of about 30 seconds this game.
Alright, so Himsy does have Death Blossom here for the defense. Defense very, very far back. They had to give up so much positioning on even the second phase of Route 66 here, just because of how quick Reunited was to punish them for being that far up. So SG-1 here, SG-1 really needs to find something in their favor here. They do have the Tac Visor coming out from Zappis. Zappis, of course, one of the better 76s in the game. We've seen him go absolutely off. Now the defense, they have a little bit better positioning. They're able to get over the top. We'll see if Himsy now is able to turn things in his favor. Is on Reaper, is looking to get to the back. Here he comes, Death Blossom on the way, finds Morte, eliminates Morte with that Q. Sound Barrier used for the defense as well. And defense, pretty good approach here, even if they do have to use most of their ultimates to get in on Reunited.
Yeah, they're finally getting a better part of this fight here. The Resurrection's going to come up, bring everyone back for the defense. Morte is nowhere near his team to bring out them up on res. They are going to have a lot of tools to work with, but this is kind of what we always see from Reunited. Yes, McCree is a very good pick here, but as soon as they run into a little bit of a snag, they start going back to the heroes that they're very good at. I think actually Tracer would run her course there too, so we are going to get the treat of seeing Valataja on his McCree. He's the only one without ult because of that switch, so a ton of tools for the offense, huge ultimate advantage. They're going to come around in this weird angle here, force the defense in kind of a strange spot to defend over through this room.
Lindsay right now, flanking right now on the defense, does get in the Reinhardt, but here comes 2easy, spinning right into Lazy, takes him out. A double kill here for Reunited, make it a triple kill. Speed boost, Reaper combo, absolutely coming in the clutch. 4, now 5 kills for Reunited. And that should give them all the momentum they need to bring this right to the next checkpoint.
Yeah, Valtaja just left-clicking them down. They didn't have to use all of their ults. In fact, only had to use the Death Blossom and Sound Barrier, so they're going to be pretty loaded for this next push as well. Defensively, they're going to start getting in a little better position as far as the ultimate's advantage goes to start evening it up. Himsy comes in with a kill, so they're going to aggress onto this card.
Himsy right now is looking for the kills. Does take out Valtaja, will not fall to the Deadeye. The defense swarming on the cart. Yeah, and here comes Death Blossom Himsy. Has 2, has 3. Is the miracle going to happen? But the offense is going to come up with a resurrection. Vault unfixed with the barrage over the top. And even though it was a nice approach here from the defense, just not an answer for Mercy still being alive.
No, and now they get through. Valtaja, man, I just really love him on McCree, which is, yes, I think he's good at other heroes. I just think he's that much better on McCree, even post-nerf McCree. So we're going to see a little bit of a switch up too, as Unfixed is going to come onto a Genji here, which is nice for the final point. It's got that very good momentum ultimate going, so defense needs to get their feet under them. They've been kind of getting rolled over through very long points here.
Offense right now, Unfixed going right into the thick of things, right into the back. 2 kills here for Reunited as they move forward. Nothing too crazy, just getting a few good mechanical kills. Himsy right now trying to fight it back, but he has no ultimates really in his favor. Mafu does drop the barrage over the top, gets 1. It's turning into a brawl that the defense is slowly starting to turn their favor. Now that barrage definitely helped out. They did get a res. They're moving into the back line. Mafu taking out Winghaven over the top. As a result, SG-1 going gold here, at least for a little bit longer.
Move to the beat.
Yeah, and they kind of needed that. They needed to stall out a little bit. The second phase of this map went really poorly for them. Not as poorly as the first, really, but that was their own fault. The second phase, they just kind of lost fights mechanically. First phase, they lost just on decision-making. Now they're finally in a good point. And really, it's one of the most defensible lasts in the game.
Sound Barrier right now coming out here from the offense. Too Easy does have Death Blossom. He's going to look to get into the back line. Takes out this other Reaper, or at least tries to first. Running to the back. Here comes the Q. Too Easy with 1. Will he get more? Has to sell for just 1. Wraith Form's out. Not quite the biggest engage, but while this is going on, the offense is pushing the payload, and that's what really matters here.
Yeah, Frightened Zap has kind of rolled around to this right side, which is really interesting. Valtage is unopposed on the top now with the Deadeye. Doesn't get anything out of it, surprisingly, as Wraith Form out from Himsy. Himsy is cleaned up eventually, and now it's just a brawl down there.
Dragon Blade coming up from Fix, and Fix, of course, no longer on that Pharah, slicing, dicing to the back line, going for 76. Gonna eat a Helix Rocket, not getting quite what he is looking for there. Very back and forth between the two teams, but I think Reunited is starting to slug it out in their favor. Valtaja coming in, does take out Mafu. 3 kills, now 4 in the favor of Reunited. And this should be their payload, barring just the Heroics and Reaper, which is not going to.
Yeah, they are able to close it out, and it's, you know, I don't have a ton of reference to back this up, but it felt like a pretty fast Route 66 time.
I wouldn't call it very fast. I think for Route 66, it might have actually been more middle of the road, but I do think there will be some issues for SG-1 to beat this time. If for nothing else, Reunited has a very good defense here on this map. We've seen them actually bring it to envious of all teams on that very first point. And you're not going to see Reunited do what SG-1 did, where they go way too far out. They're going to be very decisive on their defense. They're going to hold back on the high ground, and they're going to make the offense beat them rather than the other way around.
Makes sense to me. So 627. I don't know, man. That feels like a really fast time for how big this map is. But again, I don't have like the breadth of experience on Route 66, and we barely see it in competitive. There were a couple points where they got slowed down, but generally not stopped throughout that map. That first point could just not have gone any worse. That was a complete mistake by SG-1 taking the fight to him pub style, taking it around the corner. So 627.
Pub style.
Well, I mean, it was, right?
I mean, it's entirely an accurate moniker for what happened there. Is that are you trying to defend right at the spawn point rather than the area where you actually should defend? You might be going in pub style.
Yeah, I guess we could make it a thing. They're going to play very defensive heroes, though, too. I think this might be a real Torbjorn coming out from Cruz. They're probably going to run a single support then. So I'm going to take guesses at it. It's going to be Morte on Mercy, Cruz on Torb, on Fixed, on defensive Pharah. Too easy. Right now on a Tracer, which I think is fine for this map. I think we're going to see a lot more Tracer on Route 66. I think it's a good map for her in general. Winghaven on the old standby of Reinhardt, and Valutaja on McCree.
Alright, so defensive Reunited is going to be rolling out here, and I do like, again, the fact we're seeing more Tracer. I think this is something that is more uniquely Reunited, where they're trying to run Tracer a little bit more regularly. They think that she has big potential, and I agree. I think that teams, even to this day, are not the greatest at landing pulse bombs, but if you can make the most out of the ultimate, there's a lot to be said for Tracer having a lot of power.
Yeah.
I
think.
However, though,
go ahead.
Taking a look here at the offense as they set up for the side of SG-1, it's going to be Mafu here on the Pharah, Lazi on the Mercy, Himzi on Genji, Fraggy on the Roadhog, Zappis on the Hanzo, and Seda going to be rounding things out here on the Winston.
I just wanted to say that I completely agree with the Tracer, especially the Pulse Bomb in the meta where it's just about murdering Mercy, because she's able to get away and you need to hit like, what, 1.5 good clips on her to really take her down. You only need to hit 1 good Pulse Bomb on her. And especially with so many Roadhogs in the game, you're going to have Pulse Bombs up pretty much whenever you want, because he'll just sit there and let you charge your ult on him.
Zappis hoping that Hanzo will give him value here. We've seen Hanzo on more and more early offenses. Certainly, we saw Team Liquid have some great value with that on ID. We've seen Rogue have good value on it with Tavik, but it's very feast or famine. Either Zappis is going to get a quick pick or two here and really set up his team for glory, or he's going to do nothing, and it's going to be a waste and probably cost the team his next fight. So we do see the offense right now getting in here in short order. Zappis does take out Voltagia, and that is quite the person to take out Reunited. He's the rock for the Reunited defense. 3 quick kills coming out here from the SG-1 squad. Make it 4 as Fraggy landing the Roadhog hook, and everything going right for SG-1 right now.
Yeah, they do force out the really early res. These tanks are doing so much work. However, Cruz is able to get a kill early on enough so that he has Molten Core up, and now he's going to be an issue to deal with. They have to back out, which is usually a good response to Molten Core.
Molten Core does create the little bit of space here. Cruz, one last be alive, is going to get taken by Zappis. Zappis just laying it in right now on Hanzo, really giving the defense all sorts of matchup problems. Unfixo is getting back into fray. Here comes a Dragon. I'm not sure if it's going to get anything, but Unfix now getting right over the payload, looking to land rocket after rocket. As Too Easy comes in out of nowhere, gets the double kill Pulse Bomb, opening up this offense coming out, and Reunited might actually be retaking this in their favor. They've certainly gotten some of the kills they need for that, but the offense off the res, it does look like they're going to hold on.
Yeah, they should be able to clean this up, and it'd be smart of him so he didn't even have to use his Dragon Blade here. Too Easy's being annoying, but that's about it. He's cleaned up eventually. They are going to get through here. The good thing is they all died kind of early. I know I keep saying that, but it's now they're able to set up on this bridge, which I think is the best point to hold for this offense. Winghaven just kind of waiting. They're going to make sure that Himsy doesn't get around the back of him. They're actually going to retreat, give up a ton of ground here.
Moving the payload. Join me.
So the offense right now just content to wait here while pushing the payload. Himsy looking for the defense to come right around, and he is going to be looking the Dragon Blade right on top of the Mercy. He doesn't know where the Mercy is, but once he finds where she's going in, goes in though, and actually takes a Voltagia with 1 swipe, not even caring about the Mercy, which, even though he's getting the kills here, will a res be coming up? Morte, you look at him, he's charged up the res. He's got to undo all the damage that Genji just did, and that's why Genji needs to get on the Mercy first.
Yeah, they're playing completely around this Genji right now. The reason that they fell so far back is they saw him coming in. They didn't want him to be able to pick off reinforcements without the rest of the team there. Then they waited for him to get the kill on the Lucio before the resurrection came off, so super patient play. However, it is still all in favor of SG-1 as they continue to pick up kill after kill despite the good Mercy play and despite the patience out of Reunited.
And they still have a lot of time here too. Not only have they almost secured themselves to the next checkpoint, they still have about 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. So for SG-1, this is still a very winnable game. And if they were to win this to start out, it would sort of continue the trend of Reunited not coming out quite as strong as we remember them.
I mean, there's some ultimates coming out. I mean, if Winghaven can hit an Earthshatter here, it's going to slow them down a lot. This Dragon should let down a complete door over there, not allowing the Mercy to get in. He's getting tangoed with in the back line. This Mercy dancing for her life, taken out eventually by Himsy.
Voltagia right now coming out in the crew looking for some pickoffs. Not able to get what he wants here thus far. Himsy did go into the Dragon Blade, is immediately picked off by the McCree. So pretty bloody right now on the point, but Reunited now starting to take this in their favor. They're stopping the SG-1 train, and SG-1, a team that was really doing well for quite a while here, having some issues now against this Reunited defense. And time-wise, only about 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, so for SG-1, time pressure certainly about to be a thing.
Yeah, it's a really smart switch, though. Too Easy coming off of the Tracer. Not because Tracer wasn't getting the value, but just because it's going to be an answer to the biggest threat that they saw on that team, which was Himsy's Genji. Himsy is, of course, off the Genji now onto the Reaper to counter Too Easy's Winston, so mind games abound.
Sound bears coming up from both sides here. Everyone going to be protected by that beat, but Voltage going to be the first one to get killed. Takes out Lijiang. There will be no res here for SG-1, and this is going to be an incredibly decisive fight in favor of Reunited, just because of that early Mercy pick.
Yeah, I mean, Lijiang didn't have Resurrection, but he would have had that fight gone on a little longer, being completely deleted from the map. Like, 5 people dying so quick to both Unfixed and Voltage is brutal. And I gotta say, Reunited, I think, you know, oddly enough, in this meta, they're going to be okay because Unfixed Sparrow got so much better over the last 3 months, and he had a nice little fight there for him.
Unfixed will have a good barrage opportunity here. A lot of ultimates up here for the defense going into this next fight. A lot of ways of making things rough for the offense. And Fraggy right now off on an island, not with anyone there, will die immediately. Zap is able to punish the defense at least a little bit, but it's not the greatest look to start the game. Morte does bring up the res pretty early. Res coming up from both sides. Everyone back into the fray as in comes the Earth Shower from Winghaven. Is Winghaven getting value? Not really, as he meets an Earth Shower from Fraggy instead. SG-1 starting to turn this in their favor, but Unfixed, the savior, coming in with the triple kill. So back and forth right now with both Pharaohs doing all sorts of work.
Yeah, the fight continues to go in the favor of SG-1, although this Winston is going to be able to stall things out just by leaping. This is a strategy you see. He doesn't have any designs to do any damage, to take any damage. He just wants to jump up and down and wait for his team to get there.
This is really good stalling right now coming out from Too Easy, though. It's jumping up and down, but it makes him a huge pain to go in. And he's just been buying his team time to get back here. Well played by Too Easy to buy the time needed, but it does look like SG-1 is going to clean up the last 2 kills here from Zappis and Himsy, and they're going to get to the checkpoint. But time-wise here, Reunited might have just bought all the time they needed, because only 43 seconds remain on on our stopwatch.
Yeah, what do you want to call that? Trampoline defense? You know, bouncy castle stall?
That reminds me of the old birthday parties as a kid where someone would have, you know, that, what would you call that? That bouncy thing we're in.
It's a bouncy castle, right?
Bouncy castle, yeah, there you go. The bouncy castle defense.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it on Hollywood actually earlier too. It's not the first time we've seen Winston do that today, so it looks funny, but it's extremely effective. Sounders both sides. It's going to be a giant brawl here, but no one's really going to take enough damage early on to die. Voltage going down early is going to give SG-1 the early advantage in this fight.
3 kills here for SG-1. SG-1 definitely with the momentum. Resurrection, though, still going to come out from the defense, and it doesn't matter because time-wise, time is over. That is it. Reunited going to take Route 66, but honestly, it was a pretty good approach here from SG-1. They had good moments, and if they didn't get stalled out so long in the streets phase, I think they had a real shot of taking this game.
Yeah, this is kind of the theme in Overwatch, that the top teams are, for whatever reasons, getting a little bit worse. Just in general, I think everyone would agree with that, and that these middle teams are all getting a little bit better. So across regions, we talked about this so thoroughly in NA, how it's all getting closer over there. It seems to be the same trend in EU as well. As if this match had taken place 2 months ago, SG-1 would have not been able to hang at all with Reunited, but they've gotten better. Reunited's getting in a little bit of a slump, and because of that, you see a close match like you saw just on this first map, and we got a couple more of these for you today.
Well played, the Reunited. They are going to go up 1-0 here in the series. And for them, I feel like this is where they need to prove that they're still in it. They need to, for Reunited, the best thing that can happen for them is if they 3-0 this series, just because they have had a little bit of a fall from glory recently, and even though SG-1 is a dark horse, I feel like Reunited has a lot more at stake right now than SG-1.
I would definitely agree with that. Here's some nice little Tracer play from Unfixed. Did you see the chat? Anyway.
The manner, please. Just Reunited disqualified for BM.
Yeah.
Let us push the cart!
Oh, also Twitch chat's informing me that maybe that castle is called the Moon Bounce. I like it.
The Moon Bounce? I'm down for it.
We'll figure it out. I always like to defer to Twitch chat when we're trying to come up with stuff, because then we have all sorts of options.
They did come out with Jet Set Monkey Radio, so...
yeah, which we're probably...
that was something. We're talking about the...
which we will be seeing.
The 2 Tracer, 2 Lucio, 2 Winston comps way back in the day.
I think we will have a chance to reuse that again in the short future. If we go to
no.
Kickdown.
I also like Planet of the Apes Civil War Edition when talking about all the Winstons coming out, because apparently some teams in Scrimming No Hero Limit have been running not 1, not 2, but 3 Winstons in a game. So if you have 3 Winstons v 3 Winstons, I am absolutely calling it Planet of the Apes Civil War. You cannot stop me, for better or for worse.
Yeah, I mean, there still has yet to be an answer to double Winston. My theory crafting is still that I think adding a second Reaper in is maybe a goodish, okay-ish kind of answer. The problem is, like, it's not very good against anything except double Winston. I don't know, maybe May will come into this just to segment off these Winstons, because they're pretty bad when they're alone. It's just when you get two of them together, so maybe you build a wall between them.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with the Winston stuff is that he stacks so well with himself that even his counters have problems dealing with him. The best counter that I think that ever came up was Bastion, but Bastion, of course, there's so many ways around that it's not really a huge counter.
Yeah.
Either way, though, we are getting right into the next round. No delays here this time around, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going right into Hollywood.
Yeah, well, that Winston conversation is one for another day, as this tournament is running 1 hero limit, and I think we're going to see pretty typical defense out of SG-1 here. We finally get to see Symmetra for the first time in what seems like days now. So it's going to be Seta on the Symmetra. Lijiang will be running the Mercy. Mafu on Soldier 76, which is great on this map. Zappis is going to add in more damage on the Junkrat, aka Trash Mouse. Himsy will be on Roadhog, aka Street Pig. And Fraggy will probably come up as a Reinhardt. He's only on Lucio to make sure that Seta gets out here as quick as possible, gets down 6 sentry turrets.
Meanwhile, taking a look here at the offense as it sits up here for the REUNITED side. Unfixed, almost certainly going to be on the Pharah. Morte on the Mercy. Voltaja on Reaper. Winghaven on the Reinhardt. Cruz on the Lucio. And Too Easy may or may not be on the Hanzo. You never can trust Too Easy, even under the best of circumstances. He changes up heroes a lot.
More than any other player in the entire game has been Too Easy's MO since the very beginning of Beta 1. Too Easy will often play 5-6 different heroes in a game, and he'll change with 100% ult. He doesn't care. He always wants to choose the right hero for each situation, and he's got a pretty deep pool to choose from.
Alrighty, so we are getting right into it here. Reunited on the way, and in fact, they are going to be running the Hanzo on the attack, so we'll see if it works out for them. I, for one, am curious to see what the result will be.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting choice. You don't see him a lot, especially on this map, the Hanzo. Usually on second stage you see him.
He just went in for the Sonic Arrow, wanted to see the lay of the land, and now is switching back to Zarya, so... He's not even going for some early picks. Sad, but true. Worth noting that Voltage was able to get into the backline here, and this can be big. A Reaper flank, if done well, can be very, very effective, although you have to be careful not to get picked off for free.
Well, they take a lot of damage coming through the door, especially Too Easy. He takes too much damage there and dies early on. That's a rough loss to start this fight, which hasn't even really begun yet.
No, and being down to Zarya, the offense is not going to be able to go in the way they want, but they use the res just for Too Easy. They're going to go right in. They think they have an opportunity here. Might be too early of a res. We'll have to see. Himsy right now in the back on Roadhog is a little bit beaten up, as Winghaven will take out Fraggy, so this should force out the res here from Lijiang in just a moment.
Well, teleporter.
It's not the worst approach from Reunited, but it's definitely a little bit untraditional.
They don't have to
use it because they haven't gotten the kills they really need.
Yeah, they don't have to use it because the teleporter's up. Now, they do jump over the wall to try to deal with it. Lijiang goes down yet again, but the people in the backline get cleaned up by Seta and Fraggy. That telly is still remaining.
And the defense is going to be able to clean this up, and I'm a little bit confused at that res there. I get that they wanted to get something going, but resing up just Too Easy there and moving in, it meant that they didn't have a res for later in the fight, and it just felt a little bit of a slop fest coming up from Reunited.
It felt like they panicked, but they panicked too late. They're like, oh no, they have a Symmetra, we have to win this fight early, but that Symmetra had already dropped her teleporter because they ate so much spam in the beginning. Because of the slow start with the Hanzo Sonic Arrow that bought another 10 seconds, they were eating Symmetra orbs all the way through, so yeah, just a weird push from Reunited.
Winghaven right now is moving forward in the offense. Doesn't have to deal with the whole hog. His shield getting all sorts of damage. He's looking for an opportunity to drop an Earth Shatter, but the thing about it, Reinhardt, you have to choose the right moment. And meanwhile, though, we have Mafu with the Tac Visor on the high ground, looking to just lay in damage to the Reunited squad. Not getting any kills, but forcing them to back out and buying his team a whole lot of time. That said, though, look at Reunited. They have all sorts of ults ready to bear here. Unfixed with the barrage, did find Mafu, takes him out, sets up his team for 3 kills. Zappis with the tire coming right back. Lijiang is down. There will be no further reses here for the defense. Morte's still up, and Morte gonna bring up every last fall member of Reunited, including Too Easy. Here comes the Graviton on the way. Pulls in Reinhardt. Might not need any more. Reinhardt going to fall here in short order, and Reunited now starting to get position here on the point.
This is dangerous position for SG-1. I think they're going to actually try to stall this out because they have the teleporter back up. No, there goes Seta. They should bail now, but Himsy's already in. It's too late. He's going to die.
Down goes Mafu. Voltagia with the cleanup here. The defense is streaming in, but this is, it feels like a good money after bad moment. They didn't really get much here, and it's probably going to cost them a little bit in setting up here in the streets phase because 3 people are still dead for them right now.
No, it was fine early on because I think they were going to put their Roadhog and their Mercy there. They were just going to look for stalls, maybe a whole hog to really stall it out, and they were banking on getting the teleporter back up. It was on full charge, but they got picked off while the teleporter was trying to go in and the reinforcements in the back line, and then they knew they were it. The rest of the team just set up on defense. The 2 that were already in just had no escape with the problem.
Do see a boop off the ledge coming here, knocking the defenders off from their perch. That came in, of course, from Unfixed with a concussive blast. And now, Reunited trying to take control of this rooftop. They're doing an okay job of it thus far, but Winghaven just extending a little bit too far. Gets taken out by Seda. And this is rough, because now the defense of SG-1, even though they don't have the high ground, they can push forward. They know they have an edge. The offense is missing their tank. And anytime you don't have that shield in front to protect you, you just eat way more damage from Poke.
Yeah, they're going to actually get chipped out here. I mean, 2 Easy and Unfixed are going to come in trying to get their own chip. Himsy with a very aggressive-looking shadow walk there gets knocked off the roof. Mafu takes down Unfixed early. That's actually going to slow down the push a little bit. They're kind of still getting in on Poke. The card is moving forward a little bit, though.
Card is moving forward, and Reunited does have a lot of ultimates to their name right now. I gotta say, so far SG-1 has done a really good job of stalling this out. Though they've bought a phenomenal amount of time, and Voltagia just looking for an opportunity, not really trusting himself to take the elevator, and not in a great position as Reaper here unless people do drop down.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of high ground pressure, so they're kind of actually just trying to sneak the cart through so that the high ground becomes less of a factor as you get around this corner.
Unfixed right now does have the barrage up, could jet up to the rooftop at any moment, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's getting into the back, looks for the Mercy. Is he going to drop the Q? Does not drop it just yet. Mercy actually able to give him the slip, goes away, and Unfixed not getting the value he's looking for. Still though, Reunited, they get value there. A double kill coming in from Unfixed with 2 beautiful rockets to the other Pharah, so wasn't quite the most ideal engage, but Reunited able to work it to their favor.
Yeah, team kill. I mean, 2 Easy, Unleash the Dragon Blade, didn't get a ton out of that either, but they caused so much chaos just by the threat of Unfixed and 2 Easy on the roof that everyone had to scatter. And when they're scattering, trying to avoid those other ults, they run into the rest of the team and end up getting absolutely cleaned up.
Winghaven had an opportunity there to knock 4 people down, but here comes Himsy on the defense, coming in, takes out Morte with the Death Blossom. Generally kind of worth at times, but here comes Unfixed. Barrage coming in over the top. Look at the defense, though. They are able to get res up. They're turning this right back in their favor with the sound barrier. And Reunited going to get pushed back. But this is where SG-1 has to be careful. You don't want to go this far up in the spawns because the offense can turn it on you in a flash.
The sound barrier saved so many lives there. Everyone was so low even after that resurrection. That sound barrier saved everyone. Everyone was at about a quarter health. It bought them the time they needed to be able to engage without dying immediately. So a really nice sound barrier coming off from Zeta there.
Got that right now on the way here from Zappas, looking for his value. Will take out 2 Easy. 2 Easy not able to hold the deflect for too long there. Now Zappas coming over top. Stuns Winghaven, causes him to take all sorts of damage. And he's landing left click after left click right now. Will he complete the triple kill? Cruz goes down. And SG-1, they're just not making this easy for Reunited in any way, shape, or form.
Now, they're holding pretty far forward here. You don't often see the holds by these main doors. It's also because there's like 3 or 4 points of entry here. So yeah, they are going to back up a little bit, kind of just hold the main hallway. Really, you can hold as far back as you want to on this point. The early areas here are really susceptible to getting dropped down on high ground. They do have the Reaper up here to make sure that they're not going to get high ground taken over.
All right, so 2 Easy right now is looking for an opportunity coming in here over the top. Does have Dragon Blade at the ready. And he's just waiting for an opportunity. Right now, Reunited, they are in a better spot here. They do have way more ult up. Both 2 Easy and Voltagia are ready to go in a hurry. And here comes 2 Easy now. Dragon Blade at the ready. Slicing and dicing. Takes out Seda. He's going to die immediately. Voltagia, though, still here for the offense. Can he be the difference maker? Death Blossom coming from the defense first. Does take out a whole lot of Reunited on the cart. Morte, though, is still alive. He gets the resurrection up. And will Voltagia be able to drop the Death Blossom going to the back? Finds McCree. Takes out McCree. Double kill here for Voltagia as Reunited now looking strong.
Yeah, the coordination of ults is just top-notch there. The resurrection and sound barrier into the Death Blossom cleans up a ton. Now here comes the barrage, hoping to end out this map, and it looks like it's going to do just that.
Big kills coming in from Reunited towards the end, but I gotta say, I am pretty impressed with the defense that SG-1 put up here. They did not get rolled over. I don't feel like they were really dominating Reunited in 8 points, but they held their ground. They won fights where they needed to, and this was not the quickest of times for Reunited.
Play of the game.
No, they stalled out a little bit here and there all throughout, which is exactly what you want to do on defense. Even the first point, I thought, had they not lost their second Symmetra, they would have held out even longer. But a good first point, a decent second point, good third point, and then that's a very beatable time. They've set themselves up in a position on offense to be able to take a map. So 7:34. Like I said, it's a beatable time. It's not the slowest, not the fastest. It's pretty much the definition of middle of the road on Hollywood, about 7.5 minutes. So Reunited's going to have to come out with a good defense here and to try to win this map and go up 2-0.
And this is where, for SG-1 definitely has an opportunity to win here, but again, they're going to have to put forward a pretty good offense. They don't have all the time in the world. It's very, like you said, it's middle of the road. Either team has a pretty good edge going into this. I don't think either team really feels bad about their odds for this. Defense would have liked to have held for a little bit longer. Offense, just have to see.
Yeah, I mean, it is the absolute definition. I consider 9 slow on this map. I consider 5 fast. 7:34 is the time that we have. So it looks like, yeah, Reunited is definitely the team that's been favoring this Torb on the static defense here. Worked out a little bit last time, and all they really have to do is stall out here. Their Torb is great to do that. If they can hold the first point for a little bit, that Molten Core is going to be up, becomes that much more difficult to deal with. That is going to be Cruise on the Torbjorn. Winghaven, of course, will play Reinhardt. Morte on the Mercy. Too Easy is going to flex onto Roadhog. Balotage is going to be playing a defensive Reaper, who's really made his appearance back on Hollywood now. He used to be a staple, completely out of the meta for a while because teams were running generally Widows and McCrees here, but Reaper is full-on defense here, and oddly enough, a defensive Pharah coming in. So they're running single support here, so it's really going to be up to Morte to stay alive in these first couple of engagements. After that, Cruise can help supplement it with armor packs and Molten Core, but the first 2 fights are going to be absolutely crucial for defense.
Absolutely. All right, well, that is the defensive end. Meanwhile, looking at the offense, as they set up here for the SG-1 side, it's going to be Lijiang on the Mercy, Fraggy on Roadhog, Zappos on Hanzo, Himsy going to be on the Zarya, not a Mei. Sorry, Mei fans, it is not happening. Mafu on the Pharah, and Seta on Junkrat.
The offensive Junkrat's kind of cool here. It does so much damage over the top. They might actually be expecting this Torbjorn play. Guys, Junkrat is obviously a great counter to that. The Hanzo is as well. I mean, they have a lot of answers to a turret that come out here. So really interesting that this team seems to be prepared for the defense that Reunited has.
Offense moving in right now, looking for their opportunity. SG-1, again, this is where they can't really loiter too much here. They can be a little bit careful about how they approach, but they do want to take this on their first or second attempt. Roadhog v. Roadhog action, though, into the building. And unfortunately for Fraggy going to be the loser of that. So the offense down a Keyhog. Zappos actually almost dying in the beginning as well. So SG-1 not quite finding what they're looking for and trying to crack this Reunited defense. And for Reunited, as long as they don't bleed a person early on here, they can just hold back and really make SG-1 work for it.
Yeah, I mean, the only real kills coming in here for the offense have been on the turret so far. They've knocked it down twice early on. They're kind of doing this slow push, taking the high ground here. Now, when you have both projectile classes on the high ground, they're in trouble. So Unfixed is going to come up and try to solve this problem.
Unfixed landing damage after damage right now with the Mercy boost at his side. He was able to get rockets right into the thick of the SG-1 team as Too Easy gets a pick on the Lijiang. There will be no offensive res here. And the odds of winning this for the offense without a res, very slim indeed.
Yeah, they should maybe just bail. They're going to poke a little bit too. They continue to keep this turret down, which is smart so that Molten Core can't come up and supercharge it.
They did take out Unfixed, but I think Morte is probably going to use his res here in just a moment. The tire does come in, takes out Winghaven, but Morte with the triple res going to come right in. Still though, Mafu with the barrage over the top punishes Morte immediately for that. Reunited not in the aggressive shape here, and here comes Unfixed saying, you can barrage, I'll barrage too. Unfixed with the double kill, basically a triple for how much damage it did to Himsy. Wow.
Yeah, and Lijiang died during that too, and he had Resurrection full up after Morte used his and died. If he was able to hit that Q there, they would have been in a much better position to re-engage in that fight. As it stands, that's pretty much a full reset. Now upcoming though, we do have the potential for an enormous wombo combo. If Zarya can get this Graviton up, that Dragon will be sated.
Zappos has the Dragon Strike out the right, as we just mentioned. He will be looking for it, potentially with the Zarya, although I feel like he might shoot it off here in this fight in a moment if he sees a good opportunity. He might not be waiting only for the Wombo. It just depends. We do have a hook, though, coming out from Fraggy. Fraggy taking out a Cruise. No Aardvark paying off. And out the one-person advantage, let's see what they do, but Too Easy able to even the odds immediately. Good hook coming out from him, and You know what? I think Zappos might be just waiting for that wombo combo.
Yeah, he's trying to get some chip damage down, but Winghaven's going to take down Fraggy with a single Earth Shudder. Follows up, take down Hemsey. There it is.
Tire's on the way in, though. Tire does not get the value it's looking for. Only gets 1 kill. 2 kills for the offense, 2 kills for the defense. Defense now is starting to push this in their favor. This episode does Dragon Strike before the Graviton, and the Graviton's got to be coming out here right now in response to the res. It is. It sucks in 2 people. The offense looking to get the most out of this. Whole hog in the back. Wow, what a brawl right now between these 2 teams.
Yeah, very back and forth. Killfeed is alternating red and blue. That's how you can tell Too Easy is able to do some work. I mean, is Too Easy having a good game, or is just Roadhog this good right now? Because that's about 5 kills for him in the last 40 seconds.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Certainly, we've seen some pretty good standout Roadhog play coming in, though, in recent times. Harblue, of course, probably one of the better Roadhogs that we've seen, just going to what matches we covered yesterday.
Well, we have a disconnection on the offense, too, so that's going to slow down their push.
Yeah, that is definitely something that would slow things down. If anyone from Blizzard is listening, please, a pause button would be phenomenal.
I think the technology is there, I would hope.
Pause in 2016. Lol. Sorry, I had to preempt Twitch chat. Twitch chat was going there to begin with, but I feel like
there. They absolutely should go there. So really, unfortunately, nothing we can do about this DC, and I mean, you can't really reset. Zay is back in it now.
I mean, we're not the admins here. It seems like maybe there is some for a reset. The only problem is that you can't really recreate conditions. Like, there's ultimates, there's momentum.
Yeah.
There's all that goes into it, so that's why usually trying to do a reset is pretty difficult. Either way, though, the offense is back into the fray. They're going to be moving in. Volataja does have Death Blossom at the ready. 2 kills here for the defense as the offense SG-1 tries to go in. Moffin goes for the barrage, but it's a little bit chaotic. He does get the Mercy at the very least, but it doesn't seem like it was the absolute highest value. Volataja right now is going to be able to go in. He's going to be able to drop the Death Blossom in just a moment. Big res coming in from Lizay, but will Volataja have the answer? He gets poked down before he can Death Blossom, so the offense now off the res getting a little bit more value than expected.
Yeah, and Volataja tries to come in towards the end, gets absolutely poked down. They're actually going to turn this over in the 24th hour. Or is it 23rd hour? One of the two. The reference is still there. 25th hour? I'll look it up.
Either way, the offense is going to get through the first point, but with only 2.5 minutes, they do not have that much time left. Like, it's going to be a little bit rough for them. They need everything to go in their favor, but unfortunately for them, you look at the defense is way more loaded on ults than the offense is.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of time left. I mean, just because that first point took so long. They're transitioning to a nice offense here to try to take the roof as Zappos is onto that Winston there. They need to get a full team wipe, full kind of kills all the way through, and not looking great.
Brossum's in front of Fix and takes out 2. They're looking for a little bit more. Voltage is just over and up on the payload. Doesn't even feel the need to drop the Death Blossom. Lizay going to go down. And with this fight here, this should be GG the Reunited. Because after this, there's only going to be about 1:30 left for the offense. And I don't think you can bring the card from here to the end in 1:30 unless the defense was just to leave the game outright.
Yeah, I mean, the disconnect, I mean, yes, they were having trouble on offense early, but it's just really hard to not point to that and say who knows what would have happened there, as they were able to take the very next fight after Lizay was able to reconnect, so pretty tough stuff.
Here comes Dragon Blade for Too Easy. Too Easy looking to put the dagger in the heart of SG-1, because if they win this fight, it is absolutely over with no doubt. Does get 1 kill, not able to get a whole lot else than that, but overall, a lot of time being bought here from the defense. Here comes Mafra, though. Justice raining from above. Does take out 2 with the aid of Himsey. But for SG-1, this is just too little too late. Only about 1 minute is left here, and they're not going to be able to bring this to the end. So this is going to be Reunited up 2-0 in the series, and I'm not going to say Reunited is coming out looking dominating, but they definitely looked a little better in Hollywood than they did on Route 66.
Yeah, they seem to have it a little bit together, and I don't know, man. It's hard to really say what would have happened there. You'd think the Reunited was putting up a better defense overall anyway, but the disconnect is just absolutely crushing. It crushes any momentum you had, any morale that you would have had. I don't know. It's just brutal.
Yeah, the disconnect definitely did not do SG-1 any favors, especially when I think it was the Mercy who disconnected, so it's not great. It's not a good look. Disconnects suck, but unfortunately the way esports is, and when there is no pause button, you have to roll with it. You have to let the game go on as necessary, and unfortunately for SG-1, the card's not going to be in their favor. They will be going down here on Hollywood, and they're going to have to do the reverse sweep if they want to stay alive here in the Acer Pro Challenge.
So it looks like they're just going to play this out, try to get some, I don't know, moral victory maybe?
Or Sound Bear is coming up from both sides right now. Both teams getting into it. Of course, time has expired here for the side of SG-1. But Reunite still hanging in there until all GGs are called. Here comes a Barrage from Unfixed in the back. Takes out 2. And even just going into that, there's just way more defensive ults up. GG, though, is being called here by both teams. And we're going to be moving on to map number 3.
Yep, so SG-1, yeah, they've definitely gotten closer. As I said before this match started, like, you know, a couple months ago, this would not even have been a contest. We would have both snap called it, definitely going to be 3-0 reunited. That's just how far away these teams were. They've definitely gotten closer, they've gotten a little better. You can tell they're putting time in on their practices. I think the biggest difference I see from SG-1 is that they are able to transition. They definitely are now a team that has a plan B and C on points when they're trying to get to the second point. Their transition was really smooth from capturing first to going into second. They had ideas like Zap is when we capture first, you switch to this, you're going to be on Winston, you're going to initiate here. So it's really looks like they've put in the practice. They are much more coordinated than I remember them being. Just a couple small things to, you know, iron out, but Reunited is still, you know, top team in Europe right now, kind of by default in a way, but
heroes never die.
There's a huge res, so
Mercy play the game coming in, and really for Mercy, anytime you get 3-4 res, it is a big deal. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win, because oftentimes if you get 4 res and the other Mercy hasn't used their res, they are still going to have a res later in the fight and they'll still probably win, so it can be a little bit misleading.
Yep, so we are just going to go to our next map. Here's rooting for SG-1 so that the day is not over, because if Reunited wins, that is going to be a 3-0, and that it will be ending our coverage for today. We, of course, will be back tomorrow at the exact same time we started with another couple best of 5s. So definitely tune in tomorrow if you're looking for some Overwatch during the day. Or I think it's early evening in Europe.
Yep, we'll be back at the same time with the last 2 quarterfinals here in the Acer Pro Challenge, and it's been good. Definitely have gotten to see some of the best teams in Europe fight it out, and I don't know about you, Hex, but it's been good to actually get to see a full EU tournament, because I feel like everything we've done as of late has been NA this, NA that, and I understand why. NA does get a lot better numbers and all the rest right now, but it is cool to see an EU-focused tournament for a change.
Well, tomorrow, I mean, if you're looking to get a little preview of what's going to happen tomorrow, we're going to get to see Creation Esports versus Overwatch. That is one of our quarterfinals. Great name, by the way, in Overwatch. And Creation still, I don't know. I keep waiting for them to take the next step, and it's been a while since they've been on that tier of when are they going to take the next step. And tomorrow, the return of Melty, as Melty is back in the scene, and then we get to see this the Graviton Surge team, now the Misfits new label, come in, and they're definitely starting to make a case for, are they the top team in EU? You know, of course, Rogue is up there in that conversation as well. So definitely some good matches tomorrow. Melty, still an anomaly to me. I don't know which team is going to show up for them. Misfits have looked great, and man, do they have a cool team logo. I gotta give them that.
They have a cool team logo, and they have really leveled up their game in recent times. Really, as it turned out, the missing piece that they need, the missing piece that they needed was absolutely Zapri. Zapri came in and definitely fixed things.
Yeah, Zapri from a team called Rip Zap, so it was Rest in Peace Zapre, and now that team probably has to have a new name, right, since he's off that roster, and he's on the Graviton Surge team, which is also the remnants of the old Impulse 11 team. If you've been following Overwatch for a while, they were making a name for themselves for a while to get going, and then they became Graviton Surge, and now they got signed by the organization Misfits, and they've been playing really, really well. They've been beating some good teams.
No, it's been great to watch them come into their own, and it sort of shows that teams, even when they are in the sort of top 8, top 4 mix, and they're not getting #1 all the time, they just need to maybe make a change or two, look at things a different way, maybe just have a meta that's a little bit better to them, and they can really change things in their favor.
Yeah, no, definitely the patches can change almost everything. 1 or 2 roster changes can change everything. I mean, of course, we've been watching a lot of NA lately, and there's just so many teams that made 1 or 2 switches here or there and just have gotten so much better off of it. The meta's affected different teams differently. Everyone comes back to earth. We say it every day, and it becomes truer and truer, I think, every day. Overwatch is moving so fast that if you miss 3 days of competitive Overwatch, you've missed a month of competitive Overwatch.
Overwatch in general feels like it's been moving really quickly. I mean, Hex, if you look at it, you know the game has only been out now for about what is it, a month and a week?
Yeah.
It feels like it's been an eternity since release.
Well,
you think back to the good old days where there was about a 2-week break between beta and release and going, gee, there's nothing to do. Now there's everything to do. The schedules are completely full. There's tournaments every day, EU, NA, so much good Overwatch around. And
well, I mean, okay, so let's say there's been maybe 8 months of competitive Overwatch, and I think we've had pretty like 4 distinct metas, like so many different changes happen in this game already. And that just goes to like beta days and everything like that. But even since the official release, things have changed so much in this 5 weeks. I can't believe it's only been 5 weeks, to be honest. It feels like it's been years. Oh man. All right. Well, let's get back to reality here. As defense is setting up, that is SG-1 on defense. They're playing for their lives in this quarterfinals here. They're down 2-0 to Reunited. On defense, it's going to be Seta on the Symmetra. Himsy will be playing his Roadhog. Mafu on the defensive Pharah. Zappis on Soldier 76. Fraggy on Reinhardt. And Lizay playing the solo support. A lot rests on his shoulders.
A lot will be resting indeed, and in the Mercy meta right now, it's rough to play a Mercy. Anytime you're playing a Mercy, you are at risk of just getting crunched by the other team time and time again. No longer are teams running McCree all the time to help protect you, so for a Mercy, you have to just live with the fact that teams are going to be getting into the backline and looking to blow every ult in existence just so you don't use your ult.
Yeah, that is kind of the meta as it is right now. It's just Mercy season has been definitely open, and the top tier Mercies are the ones that can just stay alive. It's really your only job, stay alive. Some early damage here from Seta, though. I mean, he's looking to hit one more orb before that teleporter goes down. Offense would be smart here to try to push the issue as soon as possible.
The offense right now looking for their opportunity. And this is where Reunited, they're not trying to do anything too crazy, but now that Too Easy was able to get that first pick on the Zappis, they're going to be more aggressive. Unfortunately for them, though, they lost Morte. There will be no offensive res here, so they're going to have to continue to get the picks here, and it's not entirely in their favor as Lizay going to bring up every last person that they just killed. But look at Too Easy. Too Easy flanking around the backside while his offense is staying up in front. He's going to find this teleporter and take it out, so it was good on the defense to get an early teleporter, but simple geometry, perhaps not so simple as takes 2 shots to take out the teleporter.
He's going to be able to Dragon here, and the Dragon's going to come right through the point.
Dragon comes through the point, does force a movement. Meanwhile, Unfixed getting the double kill. He's able to move in over the top down, has Mercy in the sights. Decides not to go for Mercy, blows up Reinhardt instead. Interesting choice coming out here as Mercy is about to have a res. But Mercy going down in the end, Crew's able to complete the kill, and Reunited, without a whole lot of fanfare, should be able to take this first point and get the payload moving.
Yeah, just kind of cleaning up kills there. I mean, not really the fanciest of takes. They do enough. They get the kills that they need. Now we're going to see Too Easy come up onto a McCree now. Hanzo did enough work, especially getting to the backline. I think that's one of the underrated abilities of Hanzo is his ability to climb walls. The defense is going to try to set up. It looks like they're not going to be able to take this first bend. They're just getting pressured out too quickly. They're going to have to kind of set up on second point. Maybe wait for everyone together. They might be looking for an aggressive defense here.
Defensively, I think the defense is going to have to stand back a little bit. They're going to have to wait for an opportunity. The offense certainly has a lot more ultimates to their way, but here comes Zappis right now, opening up here with Attack Visor, wanting to lead the way for the defense. They're moving in. Everyone with Attack Visor, and Reunited immediately activating Attack of their own. They're turning it back in their favor. Voltage getting deep into the enemy lines, onto Zappis. 2 kills advantage here for Reunited as they move in. Lizay will get the resurrection off. It costs her life. And the defense not in the greatest situations. Voltage continually getting value in the back, and Mafu might be the only one who can turn this in their favor. Red Shot comes down. Mafu in the back. Will he drop the barrage? He is looking like he's going for it. Looking for Unfixed first, and Unfixed going to take him down. So Mafu not quite able to get the kill he wanted to because he was looking to take out Unfixed and then do the barrage. But without taking out Unfixed, there was no point.
Yeah, and then the offense just has everything going for it as they were able to resurrect after the res came down from the defense. They've got everything set in position here. There's a little bit of poke coming down from Too Easy up front, and most importantly, Voltage is setting up for the death loss of his life as the defense is going to try to push this in. He's going to try to drop in on him.
Voltage with the death blossom rushes right in, picks up the triple kill off of the speed boost. Unfixed didn't even need to drop the barrage there as that went down. And look at this, you have Reaper, he tried to teleport away. He's going to go down, but not before taking out Unfixed, so at least a little bit of a prize there, if not much.
Yeah, that said, they're rolling, because Voltage, I mean, most importantly, was able to take down Lizay there as well. Then they're clean up the rest of that fight. Too Easy's about to have his High Noon up, and Earthshatter into High Noon can be devastating here. They've done nothing to slow down this Reunited team.
Reunited has been holding all the cards. Winghaven does have no shot at the ready. Himsy is going to be looking for the defensive Death Blossom to try and even the odds. Look at, I'm not even sure. The Reinhardts are dancing right now. Dance partners indeed. Winghaven, though, going to land the charge, looking for the other kill. Will he drop the Earthshire? He does have an opportunity here. Holding on to it, at least for the moment. Meanwhile, Himsy's in the back. He's been looking for the Death Blossom, but he's really low HP. He can't Death Blossom just yet.
Yeah, I mean, Winghaven was playing that smart. I think it was smart to hold the Earthshatter, but dropping the shields at Fire Strike and getting killed wasn't necessarily the smartest move. His shield might have been about to break anyway, but Morte dies. That's going to stall out this push from Reunited for a while, as he has Resurrection up. You don't want to go in without it. And now defense has brought it back for them. They are holding the cards in their favor now. It's been the first time they're going to be going into a fight with ult advantage, and it's going to be a huge ult advantage. They have everything for him.
The defense is completely loaded here. They have the Deadeye here going in. They crack the Winghaven, or shield from Winghaven. And MC right now going right to the back, looking to challenge Voltaja, forces out the Wraith for him, but they have to be careful. The defense went a little bit over aggro there. Too Easy is able to punish Mafu, and now Reunited is able to turn this back in their favor with a 6v5. They're going to be killing it over the top. They do have some ultimate charge from now, and I feel like the defense of SG-1 overextended, but here we go. Unfixing in over the top. Too Easy with the double kill Deadeye. And oh no, Lijiang was not able to get the Resurrection off. She had a flashbang instead. What a flashbang coming out from Too Easy. And Reunited might just have this now.
Yeah, because they've got some lockdown ults now. Now you can barrage one of the doors, you could Earth Shatter the other. There's a Resurrection coming up. This Sound Barrier might help out.
Sound Barrier does come in. The defense is here on the last gasp, but Voltaja and Unfixed just going to mop it up. Pretty good time here being set by Reunited. I think it's around like 6.5 minutes, something like that.
It might be faster. I'm going to go faster. Doesn't really matter what we think. We're gonna see an official time.
Why? I'm officially an SG-1 fan right now. I hate that McCree skin.
Banana?
It's so yellow.
Banana McCree? I love Banana McCree.
It's
That is pretty much a Reunited special. Now, Too Easy being on the McCree is something we haven't seen before, but they run that combination of crack the opposing shield into High Noon. They've been doing it since day one of beta. There's highlight videos of Reunited doing that. That's their signature ultimate combination, and it's really just that Reinhardt shield's up, everyone throw everything you have at it, it goes down, here comes High Noon, and it ends up taking out 2 to 5 people every single time.
I called it out there, but I really want to draw attention to it again. You saw in the play of the game. It wasn't the fact that Too Easy got the kills that was the big deal there. It's the part that the Mercy flew in, was about a millisecond from hitting Q, got hit by the flashbang instead, and was not able to res up all the people that had just died. That's why that was a huge play of the game from Too Easy, even though the game doesn't even recognize exactly how big it was at the end. That was big.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of Reunited getting back to their roots there, especially, and despite the yellow skin, despite Dick Tracy being the hero.
Also, this is where you guys get to hear the most intense music here. That's sort of a new bug in the patch, where you get to the end push, and sometimes the push doesn't, the push music doesn't stop, so you're going to enjoy this intensity right up until the point that the game actually starts. But either way, take a look here at the Reunited defense as they roll out. Gonna be Too Easy here on the Roadhog. Voltaja on the Reaper. Unfixed on Pharah. Winghaven on Reinhardt. Cruz on Lucio. And Morte gonna be on the Mercy.
Okay, now on offense, give them a minute to really lock this in here, but yeah, because I don't think Frag is going to run a Diva. I actually don't know what SG-1's going to run. They have to run something that's going to be able to beat 530 is the thing, which is a pretty fast time. Although we've seen sub 4 on King's Row, 530 is, you know, in the realm of like, you need to really be winning this first point in the first couple pushes here. So they could be running something a little goofy because of that. I think Mafu will definitely be on this Pharah. I think Sates is definitely on this Lucio. Himsy, not sure yet. Lijiang, I think on the Winston is going to be smart. This might be a very blitzy offense because they know they have a time to beat. So Himsy, Genji, Lijiang, Winston, Zappis on the Reaper, and Fraggy for the moment is on this Diva, which, I mean, if they're going to go full bore on it, might as well. That's exactly what they're doing.
Well, the timer has begun. SG-1 with a quick time that they need to beat, and we'll see if Diva can pay off here. Diva, of course, a crowd favorite. Everyone likes watching Diva, but the Hook doesn't care about it. Oh my god, she just got charged right to the back. This is a bad day to be Diva. Reinhardt looking to swing the hammer. She's still alive at 15 HP, but the boop from Cruz is going to take her out, so I think she needed to raise her APM just a little bit, as the defense will be cleaning up SG-1 to start out this game.
Well, that's really, I mean, it's painful because you're running this offense because you need to set a super fast time, and then you just got nothing done except giving the other team ults there. Zappas did get enough damage done that he's about 80% on Death Blossom, and they might be smarter to just let him poke a little bit and then try to get this Death Blossom in, but they need to win the next couple of fights.
Fraggy is getting into the back once again, looking for value here on the Stiva. Not able to get in on a Mercy though, so now she's just going to lose her mech right away. She's back into suitless Stiva right now, just shooting it, and she's actually going to get her mech back right away. She's got enough damage in, so that part of the D.Va gameplay working out. But the problem is that when you call down the mech, it just immediately gets popped. If I had to buff D.Va, by the way, just buff her so her mech is invulnerable while it's calling down. So that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Zero Suit D.Va is probably stronger than Suit D.Va in my opinion. I'm much more afraid of Zero Suit D.Va.
All right, so we do have a sound barrier coming out here from the offense. They're trying to get back into it, but Voltaja says, no way, I don't care about your sound barrier. Gets the double kill with Death Blossom, makes it a triple kill, and that's going to push the offense right back.
All right, a little shy of 4 minutes left remaining to finish out the map. Now, they're going to have ultimates here, and they need to get the value of their lifetime here. They need a team kill. That Horn has to come down. They've got Dragon Blade, they got Death Blossom, they got Barrage. So many damage ults coming in.
You have the Death Blossom coming from Zappas. Zappas though getting no value, just dying to Cruz in the back. REUNITED backing up from that, and they're handling this offense from SG-1 very well. They just back up, let them use their ultimates, avoid it, and counter punish, and it's been very good. SG-1, sort of everything being thrown out at once and not really working out for them.
Yeah, the kind of kitchen sink offense is now, they're trying to restabilize here and run a Mercy into this offense as well. It might be a little bit too late as, again, 3 minutes left to finish the map. They need a huge win here, uncontested win, and then to keep that momentum going all the way through.
That's coming up from Morte. There are 3 heroes down. He brings them right back up. Unfixed is staying in the back, does have Barrage. Winghaven drops the Earth Shatter, takes out Lizay. There will be no offensive res here because he was able to get in on the Mercy. Voltage right now has built up a Death Blossom. He could be the finisher to this in just a moment, if he even needs it, just getting way too much value on these left picks. Here comes the Death Blossom, eliminates Mafu, and gonna be another good hold here coming up from the side of REUNITED. And time-wise, there's not much time left for SG-1. In fact, for SG-1, this would be one of the greatest comebacks of all time if they were able to capture point A and bring it all the way to the end in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just that REUNITED's playing super smart. They know what kind of offense they're facing, they know what kind of time they set, and it's really been focused fire. As soon as an ult comes in, it gets shut down because all 6 of them are focusing on it, and they haven't really been running all their ults at the exact same time as SG-1, which forces them to not be able to pick and choose which one to shut down. Kind of getting picked apart here.
Ooh, the hook coming in. Himsy will survive at least for a little bit. REUNITED being very aggressive off that sound barrier. Now, for this, they're okay with this fight. Even if they were to somehow lose this fight towards the end, they've bought so much time that's probably already GG. So REUNITED, very good defense coming out from them. And in fact, there it is. SG-1 calling GG right now. They know that they're not going to be able to get to the end in 1:45. So, well played to REUNITED. And REUNITED, I feel like they leveled up as the series was going on.
Yeah.
The first map was a little bit rough.
Yep.
The second map looked a little bit more dominant. And King's Row was absolutely dominant. So REUNITED raising their power level, the more experience they get in this patch. Well played to them, and a bit disappointing if you're an SG-1 fan. SG-1 still looking for that right week where they will make the leap forward.
Yeah, shaking off a little bit of rust, which means in our semifinal, well, actually, no, never mind. These are 2 different sides of the bracket. But tomorrow, we're going to know what our semis are after our matches tomorrow. As I've mentioned before, it's going to be Melty versus Misfits, which should be fun. I mean, Melty goes way back to day 1 of beta. They were very good, and then they just fell apart. Then they fell off the planet, and I didn't see them for like a month and a half. And then they came back, and they looked actually pretty decent last time I saw them. Still don't really know what they're going to do. Whatever it is, they're going to have to bring their A game as they're going to be up against Misfits. And then we have Creation Esports going against Overwatch. And then the winner of that gets REUNITED. So if Creation moves on, they get to face REUNITED. That's kind of a grudge match that's been going on for months now as well. So should be good stuff. And we'll be back here tomorrow to bring you the other side of the quarterfinals.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been the Acer Pro Challenge. This is day 1. Many days still ahead. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. And until then, see you guys next time.